All right, y'all, let's talk about Bitcoin. Let's talk about Ethereum. Am I bullish? Am I bearish? What is going to happen in the future? What can we expect? I want to do some analysis, look at the charts, and tell you guys exactly what I am thinking, what I am planning for as we move into the next few days, next few weeks, next few months. Is the bull market over? What can we expect? Let's get into that right now. So, first of all, as we all know, yesterday Bitcoin had a major correction. Maybe it was triggered by the Elon Musk tweet where he's concerned about Bitcoin and the environment. Whatever the case, we could kind of see this coming for quite some time. We could see the bearish divergences forming over time. We were keeping it in the back of our mind where the momentum on Market Cipher B was getting lower and lower, and yet we continued to print higher highs on the actual price action. And so potentially this is finally playing out because we cannot have the price of Bitcoin going up while simultaneously having the amount of money in Bitcoin going down and expect there not to be a correction. The reason it's called a correction is because it's very important that Bitcoin is trading at the correct fair price. And if the price gets too high and is overvalued, well, we're going to have a correction so that it's trading at a fair price. So, what do we notice about this correction? I think there are some very significant things. First of all, we came down to a very significant point of support and resistance. Right here, we can see this yellow line is a weekly level of support and resistance. We can see that all the way back in February, the 8th of February. This was acting as our resistance, and then it got flipped right into support for 2 weeks. Then it was resistance again, then it was support again for a whole week. It was support again for 2 weeks in a row. And what do you know? We come down and we perfectly bounce off of this weekly support level. This is a level that we really need to keep our eyes on, because if we are able to close a candle body below this level on the weekly time frame, then I believe we will have much lower prices. We're going to come down to a lower level. What are those levels? I will get into that in a second. But the second thing that I think is very significant is the fact that we came down to the 21 exponential moving average on the weekly time frame. Now, if any of you guys don't know what the 21 exponential moving average is basically giving us the average price for the past 21 weeks of the Bitcoin price action. The way we get this on our chart is we go to indicators, we type in MA, and then we go to moving average exponential. Then we come here and we click the little gear button on the moving average and set the length to 21. Now, historically, during a bull market, the 21 exponential moving average has been the line in the sand between bullish and bearish. During the previous bull market, this was actually our support many times. If we come back to 2018, during that last bull market where we really saw Bitcoin take off in 2016, we can see that this line, this 21 exponential moving average, was always our support, okay? Even during the most catastrophic dumps, like we saw back here in August 2016, the good old 21 EMA on the weekly time frame was right there to catch us and tell us everything's going to be okay, guys. Don't worry. The Bitcoin price is going to go up. Make sure to hodl. Again, it happened once. It happened twice. And then it happened 3 times right here. This is the 3rd time. We were unable to close the candle body below it. We wicked down below it, but we were unable to close the candle body. Then it happens again. Right here, unable to close the candle body below. And if you think that it only happened 4 times, well, what do you know? It happens 5 times, and it's not until we are able to actually close a candle below that 21 EMA. I mean, technically here it happened, the 6th time, but we did get a bounce from there. We got a pretty significant bounce from there, but it's not until we are closing the weekly candle below that 21 EMA that officially the bull market is over. So we are at a point of decision for the Bitcoin, okay, also known as the Bitcorn, because we love corn here. I am a tractor trader. I am a farmer who trades Bitcoin, and I call it Bitcorn because I love to plant it. Bitcorn in the field. We're at a very critical point of decision. Is Bitcoin going to be able to hold this 21 EMA on the weekly candle? Now we have 3 days and 11 hours left in this weekly candle to tell us if that is going to happen or not. But I do want to point out the fact that we also have a very good opportunity at hand, a very good, clear trading opportunity at hand for a nice potential swing long entry. Now, it's very rare that Bitcoin touches this 21 EMA. The last time Bitcoin actually came and touched this exponential moving average was back in September 2020. And when we came down and we touched the moving average and got a bounce off of it, okay, whenever we bounce off the 21 EMA, most of the time we get a very significant move to the upside. And the last time that happened, we ended up with a massive 541% move to the upside. So, why am I saying this is so important? Well, it's because it's very rare that we will get an opportunity not only to touch the 21 EMA, but to potentially enter a long position where we have, I'm talking a swing long position, where if we come back down and, potentially come to this level, we have a very, very, very clear stop loss. And I'm talking like swing trade. I'm not talking like leverage trading, right? Low leverage. If the bull market is going to continue, guys, if the bull market is going to continue, we have a very clear entry right here. Now, I'm not saying to take this, okay, because this is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. As many of you know, if you mistake this information, which is entertainment, as financial advice, not only will you lose all your Bitcoin, but you will lose all your Ethereum, you will lose all your fiat currency, your house will get repossessed by the bank, so will your car, all your friends will stop talking to you, your children will stop talking to you as well, and life will not be very happy for you. It will not be very happy for you. And so, I'm just telling you guys, this is not financial advice. All I am saying is that we have a very good opportunity at hand. And if you're wondering about me and what I'm doing right now, well, currently I am short on Bitcoin, which is up 608%. Okay, I am also in two long positions as well. 2 long positions, which I'm taking carefully, slowly from this support level. Okay, I'm long on Bitcoin as well. I'm just playing it by ear. Now, there's something else I want to talk about because we can very well see price come down below this region, okay, and still remain bullish on Bitcoin. Okay, I'm going to tell you exactly where I think the line in the sand is between a bull and bear market. Now let's talk about that. I'm going to go ahead and take off this weekly support. Boop, there we go. It's off. And now what I am going to do is I'm going to turn on, well, I'm not going to turn it on, but I am going to pull out. I'm going to pull out my Fib. If you follow this channel, you know I love to pull out my Fib in public at the supermarket. Ew, there's a fly in my coffee. Get out of here, fly. You're not welcome in this cup of coffee. Pull it out, and I stretch it out in front of everybody. And let's take a look at that. Let's turn on our Fib. In an uptrend, the way the Fibonacci retracement tool works, guys, is we're going to take it from a swing low, which I took from right here at this swing low, and you're going to pull it up to a swing high. And the Fibonacci retracement tool measures an uptrend. If we consider this to be 100% of a move, then it measures what percentage of that initial move we retrace. So if we come down to here, that is a retracement of 38.2% of that initial move. If we come down to the 0.5, that's a retracement of 50% of the initial move, and so on and so forth. So if we are expecting that the uptrend continues, because here's the thing, uptrends, they don't go straight up. The price never goes straight up like this. We go up and then we retrace, and then we go up and then we retrace, and then we go up and then we retrace. And the trend will continue until it stops continuing. So assuming that this is a big old uptrend on the weekly time frame, we're going to come up and then we're going to retrace, and then we're going to come up. Now, the most significant retracement areas are the 382, the 0.5, and the 618, also known as the golden ratio. Notice that the first place we come down to and bounce off perfectly is not only that 21 EMA on the weekly time frame, but also the 38.2% of the initial move to the upside. The 38.2% is the most common retracement in a very powerful uptrend. If we are in a very powerful uptrend, the most common place that the price will bounce off of is that 382 level. And as you can see, this is actually the second time we've come down and tested that 382 level on the weekly time frame. So very possible that, we've come down and we found a strong support here, and we might get a move to the upside. Okay, this is one scenario. If we lose the 382, then it's very common to get a bounce off of the 0.5. And if we lose that, then it's very common to get a bounce off of the 618. If we lose the 618, then it's usually a sign that the uptrend is over, especially on these larger time frames. So, what are some possible scenarios? We still have 3 days left in this week. It's very possible that this candle could wick down to the 0.5 or even wick down to the 618. It's also very possible that we could have this candle close up somewhere above that 21 EMA, and then the next weekly candle could come and wick down to one of these levels and get a massive move to the upside. We could have a $35,000 Bitcoin right in this golden pocket right here, this golden ratio, and still remain extremely bullish, Now, I know it's hard to watch the price come down that low, but we need to zoom out and put this into perspective. If this was, let's say, instead of the weekly time frame, if this was the hourly time frame, the 4-hour time frame, a lot of people would be looking for us to come down here to get a nice bounce to the upside. But now we're on the weekly time frame, and it hurts a little bit more for us Bitcoiners to see the price come back down to 35K. But we need to realize a lot of things. First of all, we're in a very powerful uptrend. Second of all, there's not a lot of support in between this 382 and this 618 pocket. In fact, if we turn on our volume indicator right here, we can see that the highest level of volume traded where we're at right now. If we lose this 382, there's really no volume until we come back to this golden ratio right here at about a $35,000 Bitcoin. So, this is a very significant level, I would think, to look for a bounce. And all I'm saying here is, even if it looks like we're losing this level, I am not flipping 100% bearish on the market until we come down and come below this golden ratio. I think until that happens, we have some very good potential long opportunities. Number one being right here at the 21 EMA, and then number two potentially at the 0.5 region, around a $42.5, $43,000 Bitcoin. And then number three would be down here at the golden pocket, And yes, these are the potential bullish scenarios. Now, what about bearish? Well, obviously, if we start to lose these levels and we lose the $35,000 Bitcoin, I am officially going to believe in my own heart that the bull market is over. And it's also important to point out the fact that we are indeed printing the head and shoulders pattern on the daily time frame. You could even say, if you go down to some of these smaller time frames, like the 12-hour, we've got the shoulder, the head, and the shoulder. We've got a very clearly defined neckline right here. And I would say, if we break this neckline, there's so much confluence right here as well that if we're closing candles below the neckline, that means we're also closing the candles below the 382. That means we're also closing candles below the 21 EMA on the weekly time frame. So keep your eye, guys, on this level. This is a very, very important level of support for the Bitcoin. And if we're closing candles below the 21 EMA, that is an early sign. Okay, the closed weekly candle. I'm not talking about the wick. The closed weekly candle, that is very important. That's extremely bearish. But if we wick down only to this level and get a bounce to like the between 41 and 43, right? This general zone. If we wick down to here for a bounce, or more importantly, if it's very possible that we could wick all the way down to here and get a massive candle to the upside, we could still maintain that bullish scenario, that bullish sentiment. Okay, so let's talk about Ethereum now. This is Bitcoin. Let's talk about Ethereum, because Ethereum didn't get hit as hard as Bitcoin because Elon Musk was not specifically talking about Ethereum. He was talking about Bitcoin. I'm sure that Bitcoin, Ethereum is much more environmentally friendly, and it's all about, guys. I am 100% about, and everybody who watches this channel needs to know that I care about the environment more than I care about humanity. And the reason I do is because that ensures that everybody else knows I'm a good person, okay? Now, here's the thing. Let's go to the 2-day time frame. We can see that for Ethereum, we have not really been printing the divergences as much, right? If we go to the weekly time frame on Ethereum, you can see that we're about to print a divergence on the weekly time frame. And I think that this needs to play out to some degree. If Bitcoin can maintain in a bullish environment, then I think Ethereum still has a lot of upward potential, But keep in mind, guys, that we had these massive 2-week giant candlesticks. We broke out of this trend line that we were trading on. This was our support, right? Our resistance for 3 weeks in a row here. And then was our resistance for 3 weeks in a row here, where we were unable to break out. Then we finally launch off Elon Musk, SpaceX to the moon, 2 weeks in a row, Dogecoin in space, Tesla cars, good for the environment. We come up and we just have no downward movement for 2 whole weeks. And here's a quick little side story, guys. I was long on Ethereum for basically 2 whole weeks. And when we were dumping yesterday, basically I was adding to my position up in this region, adding to my long. After I took profits out, I put those profits back in my Ethereum long because I thought we were going to get more movement to the upside. I ended up losing a big chunk of the Ethereum that I made during this run up here, which was a little bit sad, guys. A little bit sad. Okay? I ended up losing close to 70% of all the gains that I made up here. I'm still in profit, though, so that's all good in the hood. And it is what it is, guys. It is what it is. But here are the levels that I'm looking for. Now, firstly, the absolutely most juiciest, awesomest, deliciousest, watermeloniest entry for Ethereum in the world that I could possibly imagine would be this right here. This right here would be an amazing long entry for Ethereum if we are able to come down and test this level. Are we going to? I don't know, guys. I don't know. That would give us like a 45% correction from the all-time high. Now, if we go back in time and look at just previous Ethereum corrections that happened in the recent history, right? Like even just back in February, we can see that we did have a correction in February of about 37%. 37%. And so, it's possible that we could have, a 40% kind of correction here. And the reason I think that's such a good entry is because it's the trend line, it's a weekly support, it's a high volume node. It would also be the 21 EMA on the weekly by the time we get down there. Keep an eye out on that. But let me go to a different Ethereum chart because these are daily support and resistance levels. Let me put on my Fibonacci levels that I've been using basically to trade Ethereum. Now, if we go to the daily time frame on Ethereum, we can see that it looks like we still need to cool off a little bit. But if we go down to the lower time frames, like the 4 hour, First of all, the thing that sets Ethereum apart from Bitcoin is the fact that the money flow is so thick, right? We've seen money coming out of Bitcoin for months, and we've been seeing money coming into Ethereum while the money's also been coming out of Bitcoin. We can see that on the money flow on Market Cipher B. And if you guys don't have Market Cipher and you want it, you can click the link in the description of this video and get it, just so you're aware. But yes, if we come to the daily time frame, it looks like we need to cool off a bit. If we go down to like the 4 and the 5 hour time frames, it's looking like we're about to get some movement to the upside here. In fact, it's very possible that we could see some more significant movement to the upside. Let me turn on some of my levels that I've been using to trade off of. These are Fibonacci extension levels. And as you can see, the price has been respecting them quite well. In fact, we came down and got a bounce almost exactly to this level here, which was also our resistance back here for a number of days from May the 5th all the way to May the 8th. And really, here's what I'm seeing, guys. For Ethereum, if we go to the daily time frame, things are looking a little bit weak on the daily time frame. We're in this point of indecision right here. If we're able to hold this level as support, then I think it's very possible that we can see Ethereum come up and finally hit our target of about $4,523.90. However, if we're unable to hold this level, then I do believe we are going to see more of a pullback here. More of a pullback. We'll probably come down and potentially test this Fibonacci level at about $3,207.02, which is also the daily 21 EMA. And if we keep losing these levels, then I would just take it down level to level. These are the levels that I've been trading. They have been very, very respected by Ethereum, as you can see. These are Fibonacci levels, and right here, perfect respect, perfect respect, perfect respect, perfect respect, perfect respect. And again, if we're looking for a potential long opportunity, then we're going to wait for price to come down. Now, what if we're looking for a short position? Then what do we do? Well, if we're looking for a short position, what I like to do is I like to wait not just for the breakdown, but I like to wait for a breakdown and a retest, and then I would enter the short position. And the same thing goes for Bitcoin, right? We crashed down, we came up, and then we rejected. That would have been a great opportunity for a scalp short. And really, what I like to do is I like to short the resistances and long the supports. So I don't like to long the resistances and short the supports. I like to wait until we get some kind of confirmation. So if we come up and we reject, I would like to look for a short. If we come down and retest and then reject, then I would look for a short. If we come down and then bounce, I would look for a long down here. And if Ethereum is able to come up and reclaim this as support, okay, and I'm talking closing the daily candle like it did right here, then I'm expecting us to hit those higher Ethereum targets. However, if the daily candle starts closing below this key Fibonacci level, which was our resistance for 4 days in a row, then I am expecting us to get to these lower levels. If we get to the lower levels, and if Bitcoin can still remain in a bullish environment, meaning that we can still consider Bitcoin in an overall uptrend, we have not lost that 618 level, we have not been closing the weekly candles below the 21 EMA, then I do believe Ethereum still has some upward potential here. And as far as trades go, I would be looking for trades on Ethereum, long trades, long positions, like this one right here. Okay, like this one right here, where we are longing this daily level of 34.82 and setting our take profits up there, or even better, this trade right here, where we would be longing from this general zone of retesting the breakout and then getting some movement to the upside. This level right here, although this is a level that we can mark out by looking at where the candle closed and opened, I don't really think we have much support there, although it's something to keep our eyes on. If we turn on our volume indicator here, we can see that we don't even really have much of a volume spike right here. Just a little bit, just a smidgen. So this is where I'm at with Bitcoin and Ethereum. This is where I'm at in the market in general, guys. the market in general. If you guys want to learn all this stuff, learn how to mark these levels, learn how to enter these good trades, check out jasoncaspertrading.com. Let me go there right now. jasoncaspertrading.com. This is my trading course where you will be able to gain the knowledge and the skills you need to become a confident, profitable trader. We basically go over everything on how to come up with these levels, how to use Market Cipher in order to find those awesome trade entries. These are all these testimonials here. This is the outline of the course, okay? We go over basic TA, and then we go over trading strategies. I actually will teach you 3 or 4 strategies that I use and many other people use with a lot of success. But then the main thing is we teach you how to create your own strategy, which you can test and you can use for yourself, which is very beneficial if you want to do this long term. Check it out, jasoncaspertrading.com. There's a link in the description. There's also a coupon in the description. Market Cipher. If you want to get Market Cipher, I have a 5% discount in the description here. And guys, if you like this kind of content, if you like cryptocurrency content where we talk about trading, where we talk about price action, where we talk about whether or not the bull market is over, where we talk about potential trade entries, where I give you lame dad jokes and a dry sense of sarcastic humor, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Make sure to like the video. And yes, I will see all of you in the next video. Thank you so much for being here. May the Lord bless all of you in the mighty name of Jesus, the Messiah, Yeshua HaMashiach.